morning, and welcome to another episode of Ask the Healthcare Advocate Live, where every Sunday morning about this time, between 8:30 and 9, I do a brief answer some questions that come up about health navigation in Israel and sometimes internationally. And today, a little bit busy in the house, so I decided to go outside. I know I'm violating every, thing about doing a broadcast with this light outside and maybe it's not clear and standing up, etc. But that's what I'm going to do. Oh, and now I have a cat visiting me. So today I am going to talk, by the way, happy 4th of July for all you Americans out there, even though I know you're celebrating it tomorrow. But anyway, today I'm briefly going to talk about storing medical information. I saw a few people who were asking that question on some groups I'm in, and I thought it might be something useful to know, especially in Israel, because I'm really not sure what the system is like in the States in terms of if I store my medical information in some kind of app, then can I sync it to the hospital system? If that indeed exists in the States, then that's fantastic. Doesn't exist here in Israel. That's important to note. So first, let's talk about the simple concept of storing information paper. That is, unfortunately, the easiest way in terms of if you are somebody who needs to go to multiple doctors, multiple specialists in multiple systems. For example, I have a client right now who needs to have hand surgery. So she needs to go to an orthopedic hand surgeon who's probably she's going to see privately in a healthcare in the hospital system. So she needs to bring him documentation that shows what she's done, if she's done anything in the States, and also what she's done here in Israel. He doesn't have access in a seamless way to anything that's on file in her regular Kupat Cholim. Sometimes he does, and sometimes that interface works really well, but sometimes he does not. So it's not a good thing to rely on that the doctor is necessarily going to have access. There's something called OFEC, which is the interface where somebody in the hospital system can press on a button inside of their computer system and go in to the Kupat Cholim system, and then they can search for you within the Kupat Cholim. Often they don't have Wi-Fi. B, for whatever reason, it's not accessing, it's not working. C, they can sometimes go in, but they can't see your file. And D, they can get into your file, but they can't access that specific information. So therefore, it's important to come with your current blood tests, your current results of whatever imaging tests that you've had for, and any other specialists if they've given opinions about what's going on with your situation. So first of all, I recommend to everybody that you have an actual folder with actual copies of your health information in physical form, and that you keep that so that when you go to different doctors, you can just bring that. Also, sometimes you need to get certain permissions, etc., from the Kupat Cholim, and then you can just bring whatever you've received from the private specialist and bring it, either load it, upload it, onto the system, or you can actually put it, you can give it to the medical secretary. So that is why it's important to have it on paper as well. Now, in terms of saving your medical information, all of the Kupot Cholim have something now. They have inside of your website, inside of your access to your website, they have something called you can store your medical information. So you can scan and store it on your site, and then you can have access to it. It doesn't necessarily mean that your doctors will be able to see it, but at least that you will have access to that information, and it's uploaded so that you don't have to keep it necessarily in a paper file. So that is one option in terms of storing medical information in a digital format. There are also all sorts of apps that you can get. There's something called Health Vault by Microsoft. That is actually stopped. It no longer exists. There are apps, for example, for caregivers called Community Village, where it's when you can upload your document and then share it with a bunch of people. Apple has started this greatly in the States, where you can upload your information and then share it with others who are in sort of your team. You can also, there's an app where you can record the doctor's visits that you have and share it also with multiple people, especially for people who are going through things like chemotherapy and other issues. Now, those things are not yet available in the United States. I'm sorry, not yet available in Israel. I hope that they will be soon. There are a few that are available, not to that extent, but they do certain things, and I will post those links in the notes of this live so that you can see those. The other very simple thing is something called Dropbox, which is an online storage system in general, but it is encrypted and it does have a high level of security. You can have folders that are online that you can also have available to your PC, and you can share those with others, or you can request others to upload into a file. I find those very helpful. I find Dropbox to be very helpful, very user-friendly. Some people love it, other people hate it, so you really have to try that on. Some people just have their files on a USB drive, or a flash drive, or a disk on key, as they say in Israel, in Hebrew, which is also fine. Just don't expect that you're going to be able to take that to the doctor and put it in his computer and he'll be able to upload information. It doesn't work like that. Most systems, doctors aren't allowed to put just foreign, flash drives into their computer. B, they don't often have the time or know how to be able to interface. So it's good to store on it, but don't expect to be able to quickly access that information from your USB. So if you're going to a doctor, you can take your not USB, your little flash drive, and you can download what you need onto paper, and then you can give it to the doctor. So that is in a nutshell. I won't keep blabbing on, but some of the different options, what you need to know about digital information, medical info, accessing it, especially in Israel. Please feel free to post any comments that you have about this on this live, and I will also put in a comment. I'll also put in links later on this morning for different apps that might be useful to you that you can access in Israel. And please feel free to send me any questions that you have about navigating the healthcare system in Israel. Happy to answer. If I see that a lot of people are asking, I do a Facebook Live about it. And I hope to see you guys next Sunday between 8:30 and 9 when I talk about all things healthcare advocacy in Israel and sometimes abroad.